In 1998, my mother was closing in on 90 and her health was failing. My father was even older and much happier talking about his business philosophy than his feelings. I realized I knew nothing about what they really thought about the world. Yeah, I'd heard all the family legends, but I really didn't believe them. Too pat, as if they'd been in Rotary Club since the day they were born. My parents weren't flashy people. They didn't have big ideas about politics or religion. They believed there were good people and bad people in the world. They'd stayed on the good side, and by working hard, they were comfortably off and comfortable in their own skins. I had an instinct there was more to them. So I drew up 40 questions to ask my mother. Some were simple, but many of them were questions no one ever asks their parents. At first, she thought the questions were silly, and then she got interested. I found out she was a closet socialist who'd been mad at my father for 60 years for being a thoughtless male jerk. I also found out that in her 40s, she'd had an affair with a man who'd helped her survive a radical mastectomy. I decided to find out more. Who were these strange people who brought me up? I discovered two complicated, happy people who liked themselves. They just didn't like each other. They'd found other ways to give their lives meaning. One of those ways was us. They were pretty funny people and used laughter to get them through the bad times. They were smarter than they appeared, nearly always. And then, well, they were gone. My mother was dead within 2 years of that question and answer. My father lasted another 8 years, but he made so many sweet changes before he died, he changed everything, and us along with it. It took me most of a lifetime to recognize that my parents were more than my personal maids and chauffeurs. They led complicated lives on their own, did interesting things, had their moments of doubt and fear. They were human beings. That's why I called the book I wrote about them Human Happiness. Loving your parents is easy. You don't have much choice about that. But the best way to honor them is to find out who they were to themselves in their world. That's much harder. I think it's worth the effort. Their story might help you find your own.